Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I want to talk about the Derevyanchenko fight versus Derevyanchenko. My opinion is on the fight. Daniel Jacobs knocked down Derevyanchenko in the first round. Derevyanchenko was not hurt. It was not serious. It was just a flash knockdown. And I will say that looking at the fight, Derevyanchenko was hitting him to the body. That's why he was out of breath. I'm thinking in the fourth round, whatever, in the early beginning of the fight. And maybe I'm thinking it was probably something else because he was excited because he was fighting for the title of the IBF belt. Maybe that probably had a part of him giving his all and running out of breath at the same time. But I remember I had a previous video that I was talking about him because I remember I say he runs out of breath. But see, the difference is from last night and the other fights that Derevyanchenko fought in because it was the early rounds. It wasn't the late rounds. I could see it was the 8th or 9th round he was out of breath. I can see that, but in the 4th round, man, that's, you know what I'm saying. So, but he pulled it off. He made it to the 12th round. He went to the judges, but the fight was a good fight. It was a 50-50 fight, like I said, because Derevyanchenko was winning the late rounds. I would say he was the aggressive fighter in this fight. Daniel Jacobs his back hit the ropes multiple times. He was backing up. I guess he probably wanted to get a real good clean punch because Daniel Jacobs in this fight, he was going for the power punches. Of course, he hit him with a couple of jabs, and you know what I'm saying. But Derevyanchenko was getting off his jab, and you know what I'm saying, his combinations of different punches too at the same time. He should have Derevyanchenko should have hit him to the body in the early rounds, and he should have did combinations of different punches instead of hitting him with one punch. You know what I'm saying? I think he was trying to go for the knockout too at the same time because these two fighters, they're familiar with each other. That's why they started out a little. They started out slow, but you think they'll probably start out a little faster than what they did last night because they was familiar with each other. But I guess they didn't want to get caught with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because they were so familiar with each other at the same time. Because they sparred with each other in many times. They got the same training coach. So, but the thing about it is, both of these fighters, somebody old had to go. So it was Derevyanchenko who lost the fight, which they said they hit it 8-4, which I would say the judges hit a 15 to 13 or 15 to 12 or something like that. They hit one judge hit it for Derevyanchenko, which you know what I'm saying I don't know about that. I think the judges hit it right as the fighter who won the fight. You know what I'm saying, but not by a lot. I would say by by edge, whatever, or slight, whatever. Because I think the knockdown was the deciding factor who won this fight. That's what I would say. It was just like Daniel Jacobs versus Triple G, or Triple G versus Daniel Jacobs, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was the knockout. When Triple G knocked down Daniel Jacobs. That was the deciding factor who won that fight. But you know what? I got a funny feeling too at the same time as I'm thinking about it. It probably wouldn't be. You know, because Triple G is the popular fighter. He's the famous fighter than Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs not popular than Triple G. So it's all about who's famous, who's popular in the sport. You know what I'm saying? So even if Triple G knocked him down, even if he did knock him down, the judges probably would have given it to Triple G anyway. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing about getting back to this fight, like I said, that was the deciding factor who won this fight. It was the you know what I'm saying, because that flash knockdown at the same time. I think at the same time, I was not impressed. This is a good fight, like I said, but I was not impressed by either one of these fights, especially Daniel Jacobs. I would say because he won the belt, he won the fight. To the next fight, if he fight Canelo Alvarez, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? In this fight, I think Canelo Alvarez might beat him. He got to come in with a different tactic, man. Because I remember, and then another thing in this fight, he was switching to he was switching to orthodox southpaw. I don't know why he was doing that. Maybe he's trying to get Derevyanchenko off his game, whatever, and all that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, whatever. Or he's trying to open him up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably what it is. But he do it with Canelo Alvarez, man. He gonna get knocked out or knocked down, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think that Canelo Alvarez got a chin. Derevyanchenko had a chin too, of course, but it wasn't. But he had a flash knockout. Canelo Alvarez never hit the his knee or his back never hit the canvas. So you know what I'm saying. So and then Canelo Alvarez fought Triple G 2 times, and that can really get your mind right for the next fight, especially. You know what I'm saying. I mean, for an A level fighter too at the same time, which Derevyanchenko is. I mean, he's an elite fighter, I would say, but I gotta see some more of Derevyanchenko, more fights, which definitely gonna happen. But who he gonna fight, we don't know. But one thing I do give it to Derevyanchenko, he do fight people who have no losses and who's good fighters, instead of fighting people with 3 or 5 losses at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But even with Jamal Charlo, I don't know. Even Demetrius, I don't know. If those guys, Demetrius, Andrade, or Jamal Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, I don't know. I don't know. This fight right here, I think he'll lose with those 2 fighters or with those 3 fighters. That's why I'm just looking at this fight. I was not impressed by this fight. He didn't do nothing to show me like, man, okay, this dude got it. You know what I'm saying? It was just he was hitting with the hard punches, but he stands up. You know, he stands up with his chin high. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his movement with his head was okay. It was okay tonight. You know what I'm saying? It was okay tonight, but it was just how he moved his body, try to get away from punches and stuff like that. It was okay, but I don't know, man. With the other fighters, man, I don't know. I just don't think that he could probably beat them just looking at this fight, but that don't mean that he can't win because just looking at this one fight. Because he's gonna change up because it depends on the fighter that he fights. So you know who he was fighting, so that's why he was doing the things that he was doing, I'm thinking. Hopefully. But if he'll do that things with Canelo Alvarez, Jamal Charlo, and Demetrius, I don't think he's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my take on it. But I think the judges hit it right who won the fight, and it was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I wish, you know what I'm saying, it could have if Derevyanchenko could have pressed more and stuff like that, he could have came out with the win at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Hit him with the body early in the fights. And did combination instead of hitting Derevyanchenko with one punch, try to knock him out with one punch. But you know what I'm saying. But that's what happens when you go with that approach and stuff like that in the fight. The only person who probably is successful with that is Deontay Wilder. He's a one punch knockout artist. So what are your opinions on this fight, people? Leave a comment at the bottom of my page, subscribe to my page, like my page, hit the bell icon for new notification videos from me. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. Alright, bye.